Hi everyone, welcome back to Tomb Raider. This is LazyFire, and we are just leaving the Hall of Ascension, the second tomb that we've raided, and we're going back out onto the cliffs. I just wanted to show off that little area there. I thought it was pretty neat. Yes, because we went through that tomb, we get to see our maps updated now, which is always good news. But our main focus is going to be getting to the next area. We don't really need this torch right now. Ugh. I was getting a little bit of slow down there. I apologize. So we're basically railroaded into that tomb, but the way down is actually fairly open. What we're going to do is pop down here first. Jump on. You can see the smoke beacon over there. That's our ultimate goal. And there we go. Shoot. Okay. Why not? I'm not Lurish. Yeah. Okay. I usually think I zipline down to that one, because this is the actual tower you're supposed to go to, I believe. And you know what? I wanted to mention this before we get too far into this, but these rock spires, as you see them here, they actually appear in another area later in the game, and they are actually much more beaten down and smaller, and you're climbing on top of them instead of jumping between them like this. And I just think that's really cool that it's, this one side of the island has kind of beat down ones, the other side of the island has these really large platform-like ones. I just think that's really neat that they kept that sort of thing going. And let's jump up here. Alright, hey, a journal. Okay, that's another ambassador document for those of you who are...
I have to get over there.
Oof, okay. So you can't. That was an ambassador document. Anyways, this is a different and difficult little section. If you don't know what you're doing, it introduces jumping off the zip lines, and I don't know. That's right. It introduces a fun little thing called falling. So it's a bit suspenseful.
Shit.
Yeah. They figured that we hadn't had a sequence in a while where we needed that, so they decided to do a quick time event.
Captain Jessup! Where did he go?
It's not a campfire. So yes, we're on the trail of the captain. I haven't picked up any more arrow ammo, so I can't show off my upgraded arrow pouches. It's just another nice little canyon area, but if you look, you can actually see some of the other mountains up there. Whoa. And we've entered technically a new area. I'm trying to light this thing and I realize I can't do it.
Hey Lara, Roth told us about the plane. Don't worry, there's got to be another way off this rock, right?
I hope so. Any sign of Sam?
Yeah, we tracked her to some old Japanese palace.
I don't like the sound of that.
Hey, don't worry, she's probably just, sightseeing.
You're a terrible liar, Alex. You have to be careful in there. Good luck.
Oh wow, I didn't expect to hit that one. Hey look, we're just about at another level up. There we go, perfect. So if you watched the temple or tomb video, you know that I actually went to the next level, and I'm able to get onto my... Hello rats, I will leave you alive today. I'm actually able to get the tier 2 stuff now. So we will actually be doing that at this campfire. Very quickly. This is going to be in the video. Let's see. I already have the axe strikes. Perfect. Yes, this is what we want. This is going to make stuff a lot easier coming up. With the deadly axe, it means that we're going to be able to use it to do execution moves, but also when people are downed or hurt or anything like that, it means that they're going to go down in one shot, or we'll take off armor when that comes up. and that's important. But it's timed, very similar to a quick time event. Actually, it's just a quick time event every time you try to do it. And take a look at this environment. Really interesting. Why would they build here?
These ruins predate the Kofun period.
It's Himiko there. But I really like the level of detail here. And the little details in the statues. Yes, they use a lot of these statues over and over. Maybe a couple of them. But they just look really nice, and they fit in with the whole motif the island goes for.
Pilgrimage.
And this one tells a story, as Laura's pointing out. Hey, that looks familiar, doesn't it? Looks like all the lamps we've used.
A queen. Himiko?
Once again, they reused that.
Incredible. Captain Jessup?
I had no idea what she was talking about the first time I played this when she said incredible, but a mountain cut, or a fortress cut into the mountain, I thought she was talking about the pilot.
Jessup? Oh my god!
For a child, you've caused me a great deal of trouble. But you're just as naive and predictable. Kill her! The Oni! The Guardians are here! Come on, get out!
Yeah. Laura goes to such nice places. This is one of the few areas in the game that gets outright crazy environmentally. Like, crazy. Ooh.
What's happening here?
So that was that big thing we saw previously. But just look at how much stuff's here. Oh, and Laura's hurt again, so we're going to be taking it slow. And as you can see, she's holding that wound in her gut, which I've mentioned a couple times in the thread is something that she'll be doing all games whenever she gets hurt. Okay, jeez, I keep thinking that's part of a cutscene. Alright. As you can see, there's some crazy stuff. As a matter of fact, that head just floating there for a while until I walked past it. Nuts. But these are all heads, just rolling around. And then a pile of bones. Yeah, we gotta look at, I guess what you'd call the third faction of the game, the Oni, that were mentioned in that first journal of the game. Hey, ammo. Perfect. Shotgun shells. We'll need those. But the Oni are kind of a mystery to us now. As you can see, they've been killing people and storing bodies here since World War II or so. And we really don't see much of them for a lot of the game. I don't know if that's a spoiler, but this is really a really cool introduction to them. And hey, check it out.
I hope this thing still works.
Alright. This is supposed to be your introduction to the shotgun.
They're looking for me.
It's not a bad introduction. Unfortunately, it falters on something, and I'll explain it when we get into this room.
I hate tombs. A Sun Queen and her Storm Guard. Himiko, the first Sun Queen. This is Yamatai. And you're really here. And really, really dead. This is incredible. This looks like some kind of fire ritual. A sacrificial ritual. Horrible. But why were the women burnt like that? A journey, a pilgrimage to... Is that this monastery? Pouring water. But why? And there you are, Queen. Wait. It's not pouring water, it's transferring power. This is an ascension ritual. It's how you chose your successor. Oh no.
Okay, so this section is going to introduce us to the shotgun, teach you how to use it. It works, but... Oh, I don't have the counter yet, do I? Oh well. If you accidentally went and bought the counter first, ow, which would allow you to hit B to dodge out of the way, and then hit Y to counter them, it would be much, much faster and easier to actually use that. At least that's what happened to me. Unfortunately, I didn't remember to break the game in the same way. Let's show this off. Yes, that is our new execution move, everyone. I might be doing that a lot. It's just fun. And plus, if you look at our score, you may have noticed that I actually got 15 XP for those, and only get about 10 XP normally. Alright, here's another puzzle, real quick, pretty easy.
What the hell's going on down there?
Oops, looks like I killed that guy. Oh no, looks like he was thrown. But it should be noted that now we have technically all the guns we're going to get in the game. That is to say that we have all the unupgraded guns we're going to get in the game. And one thing you'll be seeing a lot from me is the fact that I keep forgetting where the pistol is versus the shotgun, and I keep trying to switch to the pistol, or switch to the shotgun instead of the pistol.
The Guardians can have her. I'm getting the hell out of here now. God damn it. Okay, wait. What's going on? Shit! They're here! Hey, what's going on? Come back! Don't leave us, you coward! Come back!
Okay, and with that, I'm going to call this an episode. We've seen a lot. We've learned a bit more about Himiko and the Ascension Ritual, and we saw Father Matthias, who we haven't seen since, video 3. So, or 2. So, I will see everybody next time.
It is time for me to leave this accursed island. I have seen enough of Yamatai. I cannot explain the power the Sun Queen wields, but it is not of this earthly plane. As I suspected, she knew my intent the moment I set foot on this island. She has manipulated me, toyed with me to see what information I would seek. But she always knew. If I am allowed to leave this place alive, I must warn my lord. Warn him that we should avoid Yamatai at all costs. If we wish access to her seas, we should pay any tribute she requires. But we should never cross the Sun Queen. To do so would lead to our ruin. Of the other things I have seen, those dark horrors, I can never speak of again.